I shouted pulling up with a real bad, bad. You too. Dripping my swag. Do about tag on I got it in the bag, man. I'm getting all type of cash. I'm a general true.
This is Madden 19. I'm the coach. You're locked into the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll see a healthy Carson Wentz and the world champion Philadelphia Eagles take on Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
We are sandwiched between Fort Worth and Dallas, Texas, and Arlington at the luxurious AT&T Stadium. A moment ago, the Cowboys introduced to this gigantic crowd, and as usual, it was old number 88, Dez Bryant, that got the folks going the loudest. His guys are set to go head-to-head with the Philadelphia Eagles. Hello again, everyone. I'm Brandon Gaudin, joined as always by Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at this Cowboy team entering play. Their long winning streak finally came to an end last week. A disappointing game for them, but still a heck of a run.
Indeed it was. What a great job by them putting together a streak. Now let's see how they rebound after a defeat.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Eagles, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
This one fielded at the 5. Oh, the spin. So here are the Cowboys now ready to go on offense for the first time. As we get a peek at their dynamic signal caller hailing from Mississippi State, it's Dak Prescott.
And what a performance in his last game. A couple of touchdown passes, that was positive.
But more than 2 interceptions.
Yeah, that's not what he's looking for. What did Vince Lombardi say, though? Winning isn't everything.
It's the only thing.
And that's what he hangs his hat on after last week's game.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They begin with a run by Smith. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. So a look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. They tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Okay, let's just make this one simple. We know that the running game is not their thing, but they can't just throw it on every single down without expecting some real heat from the pass rush.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
Here we go, 480. Here we go, 46.
3rd and long for Prescott. He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. On 4th, they do snap it to Prescott. He's got the connection to Cole Beasley. And he's got the 1st down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
Yeah, I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
A look at the numbers for Thomas from a week ago. Comfortably up over 100 yards when cruising past that number, and 2 touchdowns.
How'd you like to be the D coordinator this week? He watched that game last week, and I know his first thought was, we have to find a way to take him out of the game plan. We cannot let him do that to us.
And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. A Dallas first down. Prescott hooking up with Beasley. On 1st and 10, Prescott. And Beasley with it over the middle. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Well, I know from past experience, before you actually play a game, you visualize what's going to happen. And I don't know anyone who doesn't visualize themselves being in the center of what's going on. That's 3 catches for him here in the early going. He's got to like the way this is starting.
Absolutely. 3 catches on any drive is good. Opening drive, that's a tone setter. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. And the Buffet boys, the O-line, hopefully they're ready today.
Listen, you got to feed them first. But if you do, you usually get a great product out on the field. And when they play well, the quarterback can't wait to feed them afterwards.
8th play of this opening drive coming up. This is 3rd down. They'll throw again. Prescott. He completes it to Bryant. His first catch, good for 16 and a first. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 6 yards on the pickup, and it's a 2nd down. And how about this first drive? They're being aggressive, slinging it around.
Really confident, too, because they're not trying to fool them with running plays, throwing it, and they're being very successful right now.
Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Now they try the right side here. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a 1st and goal.
What's the old adage, partner? Don't judge the book by its cover, because this guy, he takes the mantra that he'll go down with a brisk gust of wind and sets it on its head. Great effort there to break a tackle and come up with a nice gain.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Michael Bennett's versatility, being able to play any position along the defensive front, allows him to make those types of plays. He finds good matchups and gets into the offensive backfield.
And there it works for a tackle for loss. It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Only able to pick up 2, and that leads us to 3rd and goal. For the Eagles, a look now at the starters on the defensive side of the ball. And they've shown the ability to play tough against the pass, currently ranked number 9 in the NFL.
Take those rankings, throw them right out the window, because this is what you prepare for, this is what you practice for, this is what you think about. The ultimate test, taking on the #1 overall offense in the league.
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? Out of the gun, here's Prescott. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. That's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And that one, my goodness, that was almost too easy.
Yeah, you're not going to have too many attempts shorter than that one. And I don't think this was blocked. That's about as bad a miss as you can have.
Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at the 20. Now Wentz. Ertz over the middle. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The numbers for him from a week ago. 5 catches, 54 yards.
You think the head coach and the offensive coordinator are able to pull the earplugs out now? Because all week, all they heard was, you know, Coach, they can't guard the pass at all. I mean, they're next to last in the league. Let's throw it on every down.
Yeah, last week we saw the numbers. This week going against second to last in the pass defense area. Good for him. Now it's the all-purpose back. This is Darren Sproles. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. Well, no slow start here. A couple nice chunk plays back-to-back.
I love the momentum that they're showing here early because they did it both ways, right? Threw the ball on first down for a nice chunk of yardage. Came right back and ran the ball. Looks like they've got the defense set back on their heels. Let's see if they can keep this moving.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now a play fake here on first down. Gonna look deep for Jeffrey. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
But that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, and have them back on their heels.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory. Jalen Smith, the Notre Dame man, in on the tackle.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable third down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. From the gun, it's Wentz. He's got his man. That's Wallace. And he's got this down to the 35. A first down for the Eagles. Wentz finding the former Raven Wallace. Nice job keeping that opening drive alive, and they're in plus territory, that part of the field where you really want to convert on third down. They did. Big
time pickup for them, and now I think the aggressive play callers think to themselves, this part of the field, I take my shot at the end zone, because the closer you get to the end zone, the field gets condensed. It makes it a lot tougher to run those routes. You still got a chance to actually run past people right now. Take your shot at the end zone early in the down and distance count.
Same result as last play, 14 yards and another first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Now it's Ajayi. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11. That's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to 3rd down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. They'll try and hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And Elliott puts this one through. And the Eagles, they take a 3-0 lead. So unable to convert for the touchdown inside the red zone, but they do come away with 3.
Yeah, it's a 32-yarder. That's essentially an extra point nowadays, right? Because it's 33 as a general rule for these guys. So it should be a simple kick. But you know what's really strange nowadays? When they miss an extra point, I think they carry that with them longer than missing a field goal because an extra point's supposed to be automatic.
Absolutely, and I would think even field goals inside of 30 yards, even though they're substantially shorter than a PAT, it just has a different feel, doesn't it?
A different feel, a different vibe. That's what I get from all the kickers I talk to. They always say, if I miss an extra point, that's the one that bothers me more.
Cowboy offense heading out. Let's take a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend in the NFC. And for them, it's no longer a question of will they make the playoffs. They've clinched the division title. The question, can they hold on to that #1 seed?
And this is where the mental fortitude comes to play, doesn't it? Because now you're not just the coach talking about it. It's team talking about it to each other, supporting each other, carrying each other along, because having that #1 seed means everything in the NFL.
It does. So even though the division title's clinched, shouldn't take the foot off the gas.
No, not at all. Play it all the way through, and I think we've seen that in recent years in the NFL. The teams that play to win each and every game, they're the ones to deal with in the playoffs.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
And across the midfield, stripe into Eagle territory. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
And they'll run it here. And he's got this down to the 35. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
Sitting alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, as it is Cowboy football to begin quarter number 2. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. Finding room to the 20. And he gets it all the way down to the 3. 31 yards there and a first down.
Hey, we all know it's turned into a passing league in the NFL, but that doesn't mean people still don't like to run the football. When you run it that successfully, your offensive line is fired up. What they want to do each and every game is run block. Get out and smack some people. I would say go ahead and run it again.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. They'll try to throw now. Prescott. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
When you get your backs in the shadow of your goal line, you've got to be physical in that situation because there's not a whole lot of space, not a lot of wild plays that can be run there.
It's put up or shut up time. Defensively, nice job just to make sure they didn't complete it on that play. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Prescott from the gun. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Jordan Hicks. And he returns it here to his own 18-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week. 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away. And that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
They run with Ajayi. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
This is Ajayi, and he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. And this is Ertz with it, right side. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to spring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Here's Ajayi. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
They were not fooling around at all, were they? Second and short, and they brought out the heavy package. Almost felt like the super heavy package against that defense, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they expected that much beef up front, and it turned into an easy first down conversion. Wentz now on first down. That's into the hands of Wallace over the middle. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
The Eagles on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. They'll run it now out of the gun. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave them with a 4th down.
How about the fellas with the stars on the side of their helmets rising up on defense? We always hear about the Cowboys' rushing offense. Their rush defense is pretty good as well, I think, because they're so cohesive. Defensive line, linebackers really work well together.
And that's off the right upright, and it bounces away, no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So distance not the issue there. He had plenty of leg to get it there. It's that darn upright getting in the way.
Always gets in the way of a good time, doesn't it? Because he hit it square, too. Sometimes you can bank one in if you get it on the end of the football. No such luck there for him.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know what, a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
Here we go. Right, 26.
Prescott on first down. And almost intercepted. It would have been his second pick of the game. Instead, it'll be second down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Kill.
The pitch goes to Smith. He'll get only a couple down to the 44. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 8.
Here we go. Wide in. Switch is 8. 26.
Now Prescott. And he finds Julius Thomas. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. And a quick slant gets exactly 10, and by the nose of the football, they've got a first down.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. And they'll go on the ground. And past the 30, down to about the 27. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
46. Here we go. 48.
A 2nd down throw for Prescott. And Thomas has it. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. Catch number 4 for him on the afternoon, and it'll give him a 1st down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. 2nd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense, when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Throwing. Prescott. Thomas has got it. Complete. And they'll get this down to the 10. 3rd catch for him on this drive alone, and it'll give him a 1st down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
Now it's a bootleg with Prescott. Forced out to his left. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by the linebacker, Jordan Hicks.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Here's a handoff to Ajayi to begin the drive. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
2nd and 9 now from the 21. Now Wentz throwing on 2nd down. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Throwing now is Wentz. A dump off to Sproles. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. It'll be a gain of 9, and that's going to make it 4th down. 2 minutes to play here in the 1st half. We're back to Arlington right after this timeout. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Now Austin. Able to spin free. Great blocking, nearly sprung him there. 28-yard return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. And now Dallas get set to take the field. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it, no matter the sport, they say that great athletes, they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, but I played with a guy who threw 2 interceptions in the first quarter of a really big game we were playing.
Johnny Unitas?
And no, not quite of that level and not of that age. But I was
going for the age.
I remember looking over at him, and he was smiling. And I thought, what is he smiling about? It's because he had enough confidence in himself that was a fluke. And he went out and played pretty well the rest of the day.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and it'll make it 2nd down. Here's Prescott. And Bryant's got it over the middle. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. And welcome back. The offensive unit, they took the timeout. And now they get set to line up as we resume action. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Prescott looks to throw on first. Over the middle, it's Thomas. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks. On 1st and 10, Prescott. And he finds his target, Terrence Williams. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. They've been in the red zone 3 times in this game and have not scored a single point. Can they break through here on 2nd and goal? To the air again, Prescott. Oh, nearly a disaster there on the check down. But they'll get it back.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. Throwing again. Prescott on 2nd and 10. This will be caught at about the 6. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 5 yards that time on the completion. And now it's 3rd and goal. Prescott on 3rd and goal. That's caught. It's Thomas. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. The Cowboys signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. So the offense takes the timeout, and they are back out and ready to rock. They're not going to kick it. A chip shot, but they're going for it down 3 on 4th down. They come out here in the eye. On the sneak, it's Prescott. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. Dak Prescott as the first half is winding down. And the Cowboys are in for 6.
And while that touchdown does not give them an insurmountable lead, it's still a lead, and that always feels good to a team.
They'd love to take that into the lockers, but a little time left on that clock, so some work to do.
I like that. I like how you're guarding against a letdown there.
Are you looking forward?
Coaching them up from right up here in the booth.
Extra point up and good by Bailey, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told, and it was capped off by the quarterback sneak for 6. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Short kick. One of the up middle take it down. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. Final 10 seconds of the half as they've got it 1st and 10. Wentz now on 1st down. Caught by the tight end Ertz. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. A final shot before half for Wentz. He's going to loft one deep left side into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 12. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Illegal blocking the back. Offense.
Wait a second. They did not accept that after the incompletion. What? Your look is just as puzzled as mine.
I got nothing for you here. You have to take that penalty, don't you?
It's free yards.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, let's get to some of these scores around the NFL here in a busy Week 14. We'll get started up at FedEx Field in our nation's capital, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Sterling Shepard, what a game. Over 200 yards receiving with 3 touchdown grabs. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And it was the visiting Jacksonville Jaguars that go home with the victory. Blake Bortles, 5 touchdown passes, leading his guys to the victory. Finally, let's get to Silicon Valley. Check on the 49ers at home at Levi Stadium. And they trail the visiting Denver Broncos in that one. Demaryius Thomas, a touchdown reception. Meanwhile, in our game, not a lot of offense to go around. 7-3 is our score. Will we see things open up in the second half? To find out, we get it back to our guys in the booth, Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Eagles now as they'll go on offense first here in the 3rd quarter. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. Back to the air on 2nd down. Wentz. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. An Eagle first down, Wentz to Ertz.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And they'll go with a ground attack here. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. On the tackle, it's Randy Gregory.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Goes underneath for Sproles. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. Give him 3 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
So that'll be marked down as a 19-yard punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the second half. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away.
Yeah,
Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
That one goes for 24 yards.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. A 1st down throw for Prescott. Dancing to his left. Being chased out left. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. From the red zone now, Prescott. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Now Prescott. Buying time to his left. Steps away to his left. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Nigel Bradham in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
I know I'm supposed to do the analysis here, but I've got to ask, how did he stay alive that long in the pocket?
Yeah, great footwork, which we know he has. If he would have been able to stay alive, get rid of the ball, or run for some yardage, he would have had a very unhappy defensive coordinator, I believe.
No doubt about that.
They'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Looking to throw. Prescott. He completes it to Bryant. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Dez Bryant with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Cowboys will add on to their lead.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. Bailey now for the extra point. And it's no good. Oh, he misses the extra point, and our score stays right where it is. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll start out on the ground with Ajayi. And some space here. Ajayi's going to go past the 20. And he takes this down deep on the Cowboys side of the field. A big play there from Ajayi. 68 yards. So he nearly took it the distance, gets him down inside the 10 for a 1st and goal.
I'd love to be in his head right now because is he rewarding himself for a great run or is he kicking himself because he didn't get all the way to the goal line?
Now flags come in here. Looked like one of the Eagles might have moved.
False start, offense.
And maybe they were coming with a blitz that time, and it caused a jump.
I think if we saw it, you know that they saw it. Might have been
Still
a little
first down.
discussion down there. Bad guys coming. Pick them up. Pick them up. And someone jumped.
That false start knocks them back behind the 10 now as they'll try again, 1st and goal. They run again with a giant. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And it'll be 2nd and goal.
Well, partner, I guess sometimes it's just a matter of philosophy. Some say run until they absolutely stop you, and others say, well, when you think they're about to stop you, fool them a little bit. I guess they should have tried to fool them on that play.
So 1st down went in the wrong direction. They're at the 13-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll give it to him up the middle. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. They do get 6, but they've still got some work to do on 3rd and goal.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
Wentz now on 3rd and goal. This will be caught at about the 6. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. A gain of 5, but not enough. Leads to a 4th and goal.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
So it's an old-school extra point that counts 3 times. It's certainly a disappointment they weren't able to get it in the end zone.
Yeah, I can just imagine post-game, head coach looking at the box score, 19-yard field goal, grimacing a little bit, but having to realize that at that moment, getting 3 points was vital. Go ahead and get the points, put them on the board.
And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Our focus now moving to Dez Bryant as he heads back out there. Creeping up on 1,000, could get there on this drive. So a challenge for him to do that, but also defensively maybe a challenge for them to not allow that.
And that means probably kicking even more coverages to his side. And what that really means is wherever he lines up, you will have a cornerback over in his area. Now instead of blitzing your linebacker, drop him into coverage. Instead of the safety dropping into regular coverage, that safety moves into that area to try and discourage the quarterback from going to him. That means everyone else, win your routes. You've got an opportunity to catch passes now too.
Yeah, a little bit of a cat and mouse game.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Prescott now on 2nd down. Got a man over the middle. It's Williams. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
The Cowboys on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 7. Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down. He's lucky to be getting that one back.
After what they've done with him all day long with all the targets trying to go after him, he's obviously gotten smart and his pride has kicked in. Made a terrific play.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And a great job on special teams to down it as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
They'll begin the drive with Ajayi. And not much there as he gets it up to about the 5-yard line. DeMarcus Lawrence in on the tackle. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. That'll go for a gain of 13, helping big time to get away from that end zone. First down.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. In this defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
So after the run by Jay Ajayi, here's 1st and 10. Wentz now on first down. The connection here with Nelson Agholor. And they'll get him down here at the 23. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Wentz to throw on 2nd down. Ertz over the middle. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. Wentz now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here.
Encroachment, defense.
And the movement there coming from the middle of the line.
And you understand he wants to get off the ball quickly, but the ball's right in front of him. He has to watch it move first.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction. To throw is Wentz. And that is incomplete here. Mike Wallace, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Well, too much oomph. Too much mustard there on that pass.
They really turned it loose, didn't they? Really cut loose with that one. Sharp, strong. Didn't lead to a completion, though. Made it very difficult.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Working from the gun, Wentz. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Lawrence Timmons, the linebacker, there to get him down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up first downs.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Right back to him on 1st down. He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Now they'll throw it. Wentz. And that is caught. It's Aguilar for the Eagle touchdown. Nelson Aguilar, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Eagles are within an extra point of tying this thing up.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it worked very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Prescott looks to throw on 1st. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Malcolm Jenkins. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collected, rebounding. Not rebounding right here. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. 1 yard, the official pickup there, so it's going to set up 3rd and 9. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Arlington. 13 all our score as we start quarter number 4. The Eagles on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. Shotgun now for Wentz. He's got his man. That's Wallace. And down inside the 15 he goes. 13 yards down to the 13.
And there was absolutely zero pressure on the quarterback on that play. Third down, and he has all the time in the world to eventually find an open receiver for a first down pickup.
We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Short pickup there down to about the 9. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Now that was a good job by the defense swarming to the football. And you know it's no cinch that you're going to be able to get the ball into the end zone against them. They're number 2 against the run. So what's an offensive coordinator to do? Check your playlist.
The Eagles on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This will be 3rd and 5. From the gun, it's Wentz. That's complete right around the 8. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
A field goal could get them the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal. Throwing his Wentz. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Well, if you're going to throw the ball on 1st and goal from the 2, the worst thing that should result is an incompletion for you offensively. But Brandon, this is a different type of football. Back in my day, 1st and goal from the 2, a lot of big people with big neck rolls, they were on the field trying to ram it into the end zone.
Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal. He'll get it up the middle. He pushes forward from maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop. Ball right around the 5 here, brings up 3rd.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it, it won't be easy.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wentz. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Nelson Aguilar with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Eagles have moved out in front.
I know we often laugh and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His 2nd touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead. That time, a 9-play drive. And it was capped off by an Eagles touchdown. Elliott now to kick this one away. And And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Charles, this one not over, certainly, but you set the magic number earlier in this game at 20 points. Said that they would need to hold them right around that marker under it. What are you seeing here?
Well, that number is still in play because we said, okay, 20 or under gives them a chance to win. Right on pace for being in that range. And guess what? They've got a shot.
46. 26.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their fourth pick of the game. Instead, second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. On second down, Prescott again. And Beasley with it over the middle. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a first down. A first down carry for Smith. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. The Cowboys on third down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. Here it's 3rd and 3. Prescott from the gun. And he finds Julius Thomas. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 8th catch for him now. He's been a big factor. And it's a first down. Prescott on first down. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To the air again, Prescott. Out left side here to Bryant. He's up now to 80 yards receiving in the ball game, and he's got a first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10.
Here we go, 46. Here we go, 48.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Forced out to his left. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion, or even worse, an interception.
Second down, Prescott. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. Showed off the juke, but still corralled shy of the 5 at the 6-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football. There may have been a little bit of an element of surprise there. 3rd and inches, and they go quarterback sneak. I still feel like this is a play that often is reserved for 4th down.
They go play action here on 1st down. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. Jeff Swaim, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Cowboys are an extra point away from tying the football game. So they go play action, 3 tight ends out there in the heavy set.
Well, they showed everything that suggested running play. Just what you mentioned, 3 tight ends, heavy formation, able to go play action off of it because if you're a defender, you're thinking it's a running play with that much beef on the field.
But they passed it, and they got 6 out of it. And now a critical extra point attempt here. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it's capped off for the Cowboys touchdown. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter. This is taken at his 4. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Now Philadelphia ready to get going on offense again. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. And they'll run it here. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Now Wentz throwing on 2nd down. And he'll hit Jeffrey complete. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height, sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Cowboys will take over here at the 20. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. So after that hot start, the numbers here show the decline. What has the defense done adjustment-wise?
Sometimes when you have a running back who's getting off to a hot start, you've got to catch him before he really gets going. So you change what you do across the defensive front. Instead of the linebackers being back a few yards, you bring them up closer. It's what we call mugging the line of scrimmage, taking away a lot of blocking angles and gaps, and maybe stopping him before he can get going.
Mugging the line of scrimmage, okay.
Yeah, in this case.
Here's Prescott, and Thomas has it. And they'll get him down here at the 23. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Looking to throw. Prescott. He gets it to Thomas. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Prescott on 3rd and 2. And that's caught by Beasley. He's got the first down and more past the 40. Fifth catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
46.
A first down throw for Prescott. But it's caught on the right side at Smith. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
So second in inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a second down now as they search for a score to break this tie. They'll throw again. Prescott. Bryant with a catch right side. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. Prescott finding his big receiver Bryant there for a Cowboy first down.
Now you're right on the edge of field goal range. You've still got time, but get up to the line of scrimmage and get set.
Prescott going to come up first and 10. And he's hit on all 5 of his pass attempts on this drive so far. Prescott throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. They'll give him a yard on the play, and that'll bring up second down. They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point you have to have a splash play in there as well.
Prescott to throw it. And that one his first incompletion in his last 6 passes. And it's third down. Ronald Darby that time, the one who got a hand in and knocked it free. He has had a great game defensively. He's been east-west, north-south, everywhere.
Yeah, and I love how you described that, because to be a great defender, you have to be able to move up and back, sideline to sideline, and he's been fantastic. Reminds me of a young Charles Davis when he was playing Madden.
Absolutely. Oh. I thought you were on the field, but okay, I see you. And now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Now Prescott. Thomas has got it, complete. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. And Thomas seems to be in some pain. He's still on the ground. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. They'll look to make it 3 for 3 on third down conversions. They need a yard here. Prescott to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. So a big kick coming now for Dan Bailey. This to take the lead here in the final minute. And Bailey able to knock it through. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. All right, so time to reset here. It's a huge kick there, gives them the lead, but they've got to be careful that their celebrations aren't a little too premature.
You're exactly right about that, because there still is time for the other guys to run a few plays and get into field goal position. So this defense is going to need to come up with one final stop if they're going to get out of here with a victory.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken at the 3. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. On the NFL scoreboard there in the 4th now in Carson. And it's the Bengals that wound up winning that one. Andy Dalton, 2 touchdown passes in the W. The Eagles offense now, they head back on the field. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of plays has to get you out of bounds. Completions, get out of bounds, gain some yardage. Then when the clock hits 7 seconds or left, now you get a decision. Are you in field goal range, or is it Hail Mary time? Because from 7 seconds down, you don't want to take a shot that you're going to have another play.
We'll see how they handle it. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. The Eagles on third down. They've converted 5 times in their many chances thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. He'll look to throw. And Jeffrey's got it. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A really nice gain of 25 yards. And they will spike it with time remaining. And now they'll at least have a shot at a field goal here that could get them to overtime. Fourth down, Wentz goes off, and on comes the Eagle kicker Jake Elliott. 4 seconds to go. This would send us to overtime. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. And we need overtime to decide this one after 4 quarters of play. We're all even. The extra session in a moment. This is the NFL on EA Sports. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now.
Here we go. Wide 80. 56.
Here comes the first throw in OT for Prescott. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down.
Nice job, nice patience right there. Put him on the right side, let him work his way across, put the ball in his hands, and let him work his way upfield with a catch.
And they'll go on the ground. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
So a big play in this opening drive of overtime. Now looking at a 3rd and 3.
Here we go. Wide 80. Here we go. 47. 26.
Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work, and that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a first down.
2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who could do more than one thing, and I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. Prescott now from the 50. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs. Well, good start for him under center here in overtime, now 3 of 3.
And this is where you have to know who you have playing quarterback. You've got a confident thrower right now, someone who's taking care of the ball, but not being timid as well, and is moving the team downfield. That opens up your playbook and allows you to dial up some big shots if you want them.
And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. He's padding his already great numbers here in overtime. More importantly, though, moving his guys downfield.
And I think that's exactly what's going through his head right now. Moving them downfield, putting them in a position to win the game. The stats, that's for the fantasy guys. I know they're enjoying that show.
Here we go. Wide 8. Here we go. 46. 46. Here we go. 46. 46. 46.
Prescott now on 2nd down. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. That good for 6 as they keep this drive right on rolling. Shaping up to be a very efficient opening drive here in overtime.
And can you feel the tension building? Because I'm feeling it. All right, I've got the sweaty palms here with each play because of the enormity of what's going on. Each play means so much in overtime, and they're handling it well as this drive continues.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settle it, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guys, poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field. Play action now, Prescott. Able to fight through one tackle. Dancing to his left. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll give him a new set of downs.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. Bryant, the lone receiver, left.
Here we go, 46.
He's going to get it running right. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. He's had some big runs in this game. Not there, though.
But I don't think they're going to be deterred by that play right there. He's had some nice runs in the game. And how many times have we seen a good running back get stopped, yet turn it into something big on a later carry? I'd stay with him.
Biggest play now in this opening drive of overtime. This is 3rd and goal.
Here we go, 40.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Oh, so close, but incomplete. Could have been a big turnover in overtime if he'd held on. Instead, though, it's 4th down.
Trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown in. Frankly, that should have been another pick right there. Now, remember, this one is not over, but with the time running short here in this overtime, that could very well be the game winner.
Yeah, remember now, the other team does get a possession, but when the clock runs out, that's it. So that was a well-calculated drive to use up the majority of the clock and leave your opponent with little to no time left.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. First throw of overtime for Wentz. Gonna look deep for Jeffrey. Oh, if he holds on, it's game over. Instead, 2nd down. They sort of got a new lease on life there. If he picks that off, this ball game's over.
I can hear it. I can hear it. I can hear it. My defensive backs coach at Tennessee, a lost opportunity is never regained. Used to drive him crazy when I dropped those potential interceptions, as that one was there.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. Wentz will try again on 2nd down. Gonna look deep for Jeffrey. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Partner, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters what you wanted, but how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
So for the Cowboys, the win moves them to 12-1 now on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Indianapolis Colts. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, it's going to all but eliminate them from the playoff picture as they fall to 5-8. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to L.A. to take on the Rams. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.